This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
It's because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I think that's taking it to another level.
Yeah. Log on and join our live conversation.
He said this as we were coming on TV.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Friday, March 8th. We're live and we're talking about what you're talking about. I'm here with Erica and Brandon. I'm Jeff, and it's International Women's Day, and celebrities are sharing how they're making this day special. We'll get to that in just a little bit, but first, we have some breaking news to share. Jussie Smollett could face up to 48 years behind bars and a $400,000 fine. Just moments ago, a grand jury indicted him on 16 felony counts for false police reporting. Each count stems from allegedly lying to police about being the victim of a hate crime. Back in January, detectives say he paid two brothers to stage the attack because he was unhappy about his salary. Obviously, Smollett denies the allegations against him. He is due back in court on March 14th.
I'm no legal expert, but I listen to the court of public opinion. If I were him, I would absolutely, you have the right to a speedy trial. I would try to go immediately as fast as possible.
Just fade away, fade away.
No, I would try to get a speedy trial, like get into the court, because one, he's not going to get a jury or a trial by judge. He should definitely do a trial by jury. And you have to remember what's happening in Chicago right now, especially with R. Kelly, and people are feeling some type of way, even about like Michael Jackson. People feel like people are coming for black icons. If his best bet is to go ahead and get the trial over with, because I think that he might get some mercy with the jury who might feel like this is just a witch hunt.
You also have the right to remain silent, which I believe he should do till he goes on trial. He shouldn't say another word. Obviously, this is the excessive end. 48 years is very excessive for what he's doing, 16 felony charges. I don't think he's going to face anywhere near that time, but do you think he's going to face any time?
Yeah, he has to, because it just goes back to what you two said. You both are from Chicago, and you were talking about the tourism, how Chicago is trying to protect their image when it comes to bringing in the money. What he did messes up the money. So I feel as though they're going to throw the book at him. They're going to do something to where they're going to make sure he spends some sort of time in jail, or to let people know this isn't okay. So, like, you two are from Chicago. What do you think?
Make some sort of example. Is what you're
but
saying.
if you get if you get a jury of your peers, then I feel like he's going to get some leniency, and that's the reason why I think you should hurry up and get to court.
Right. All right, guys. We're going to move on now. Whoopi Goldberg is giving fans an update on her health right now. She revealed she almost died after a recent health scare. Let's take a look.
Pneumonia in both lungs, which meant there was fluid, there was all kinds of stuff going on. And yes, I came very, very close to leaving the earth. Good news, I didn't.
Well, Whoopi has not been on The View for a month now. She thanks everyone for all their well wishes. No word on when she'll come back. And she looks terrific. Whoopi, you look great. You sound terrific. Take your time. This is a serious issue. Take your time. No rush getting back on TV.
Well, that's the thing. It's like people feel like so responsible to all these other people. And I always say, if you're 6 feet under, then what different or what help are you going to be to anyone else? You have to prioritize your health. It's the most important thing. We just lost Kim Porter a matter of months ago, who was a young, healthy woman.
With the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
So it's a very serious thing, and you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate for the media right now. I know I'm part of the media right now, but what did they do when she was gone from The View for that couple of days? Oh, she's going to host the Oscars. They're just doing that just so she can host the Oscars. No, she's really trying to take care of her health. She had pneumonia. Like, that's a deadly disease. A lot of people die from that disease. So it's like media. Like, I look at it like, calm down. Like,
everyone always jumps to speculation.
They jump to some sort of speculation. Oh, she's been away for a couple of days because she's hosting the Oscars. No, Whoopi, take your time, come back. Like you said, Jeff, The View is not going anywhere.
Exactly.
But DBL's on, so watch DBL.
Good plug, buddy. All right, today the world is mourning the passing of an 80s star. We're going to get over to Raquel Villanueva for news at the moment.
That's right, Jeff. Right now, TMZ is reporting Airwolf actor Jan Michael Vincent has died. He was an 80s heartthrob who starred opposite Burt Reynolds and Kim Basinger in films like Hooper and Hard Country. But the TV show Airwolf made him a household name, and at one point he was the highest paid actor, making $200,000 an episode. But he hadn't made a movie since 2002, and we are just learning of his passing. Jan Michael actually died February 10th after suffering cardiac arrest at a North Carolina hospital. His death certificate says he was 73.
Well, he definitely will be missed. Obviously, thoughts and prayers to him and his family.
Sure.
All right, guys, we definitely want to take a moment to recognize International Women's Day. That's right. You can clap it up. You can clap it up. It's dedicated to honoring women's achievements around the world, and in honor of this day, tennis star Serena Williams wrote an op-ed in Fortune magazine saying, "We must band together to fight for women's fair rights." She also discussed the difficulty she faces as a new mom, saying, quote, "Now that I have Olympia, she's my absolute priority, but I'm still trying to win Grand Slams, and sometimes I have a hard time choosing about how I spend my time." And Meghan Markle spent the day using her voice to empower young women. The Duchess of Sussex, who is 8 months pregnant, joined a panel hosted by a colleague in London. During the discussion, she joked that she could feel the embryonic kicking of feminism inside her. Wow, that's definitely International Women's Day. And Kate Hudson and her daughter Ronnie Rose are also celebrating girl power. Check out this adorable video Kate posted on Instagram.
Today is International Women's Day, and we say Happy International Women's Day to all the women out there. We celebrate you, all that you do and all that you are. We love you. Say, we love you. We love you. Yes, we do.
And I'm
okay, that's one cute baby.
That is cute. That's cute, baby. I'm celebrating by wearing purple today.
Good
That's
job.
the color
Jeff.
of International Women's Day.
Good job. I'm sorry, I don't want to jump in, but I'm celebrating by being next to you right now, Erica Cobb. Like, honestly, you know, we joke around, your big sister, we joke around, people say, oh, why is she so mean to you or whatever like that. It's because people like me need people like you in our life. Your truth, what you say, like how your perspective, I learn something every day by being around you, and I thank you. And I just thank you not only for me, but when my little nieces in Hampton, Virginia get a chance to watch this show and they're watching you and they see you saying your truth, I think you're an inspiration. I think you're a role model. Never stop being you, because if you are, I'm not going to be your friend anymore.
Thank you, Brandon.
You're welcome.
Was that a threat or a promise? No, I'm just kidding. No, but I mean, honestly, I think, and thank you, I really appreciate that. I think what sitting on this panel for all of us is a privilege, and it's a privilege that shouldn't be taken lightly. And if we do not do our responsibility by sitting here and representing who we are and how we're coming across, then we shouldn't be sitting at this panel anymore. I think ultimately what International Women's Day does is puts a reflection on all the women of the world, because although locally here at home we do have a disparity in gender, but our disparity isn't as great as it is across the world. And if we don't use these days and these times to really highlight causes, Saudi Arabia, women are just allowed to drive within the last year. So there are disparities that need to be highlighted, and when you're a person of privilege, as women in this country actually are on the world stage, it's our responsibility to lift up others, and that's what this day is really all about.
Question to you. You're so progressive, and you're progressive, you're inspirational, but how does that feel when you read that women of Saudi Arabia just are able to drive
back in June?
You know, back in June. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel the same way that when I think of my mother, who wasn't afforded the same opportunities that I was afforded. My grandmother, who literally could have been killed for the opportunities that I have been afforded. The idea that I can speak out. So you're always thinking about that. It's like Maya Angelou says, I come as one, but I stand as 10,000, and that's a very real thing.
And if you're wondering why there's 2 men and only 1 woman, it takes 2 of us to handle 1 Erica. Trust me. Happy International Women's Day, guys. If you've got that Friday feeling, what about me, buddy? Thanks, man.
You're not a woman, Jeff. You're Big Jeff.
All right. Anyways, if you got that Friday feeling, we got a new music video. You guys are want to see. Stephanie Jones has a trending story coming in hot.
That's right, Mariah Carey is here to help celebrate the weekend in her new music video for A No-No. Watch how she turns a subway car into a club in this catchy track. Never thought I'd see her on public transport. Mariah is currently on tour promoting her album Caution, and does she know how to party or what? I know where I want to be tonight, on the subway.
No, you don't. That's a video.
Is that code for something?
Stephanie, what does that mean?
She's on the subway partying, no? Is that not what it was?
Listen, I've taken the L in the middle of the night because I didn't have.
That was a Chicago thing right there.
And I got my happy butt on the L at like 1:30 in the morning. It's not where you want to be.
No.
And you definitely.
It looked fun to me. That's all I'm gonna say.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
I'll come out with a song called Uber, Uber, Uber. Just Uber. No, you don't need the subway right now.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, Steph. DBL is live. We'll bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. And coming up, our very own Tori Shulman catches up with Hollywood medium Tyler Henry. He shares his most surprising psychic readings. But first, we dish on the juiciest moments in reality TV. Don't miss our weekly segment, Reality Roundup. It's coming up next.
Tired of
Welcome back to Double Jump, where we talk the latest in gaming, tech, and pop culture news. Today we're here to review Captain Marvel, which stars Brie Larson in the titular character of Carol Danvers, and she becomes Captain Marvel to help defend the Earth from the oncoming space galactic war between two alien races, the Kree and the Skrull. Chris, I'm going to you first, man. Give me the good, the bad, the great, the ugly, and it doesn't sound that good so far.
No, this is a big old bag of so-so. Everything is just okay with this movie. There's so many missed opportunities. She was on a team of like super warriors that they could have had so many funny interactions with that, like Guardians of the Galaxy style. And you know, the only really good interaction that her character had was with Samuel L. Jackson. That was really good.
Yeah,
the back and forth was great.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't appreciate how they treated the Skrulls in this one. They're pretty much just peasant refugees when they're supposed to be a giant galactic empire. So
yeah.
The movie was just so-so. She wasn't that great. I would say, well, now we'll do the final.
She was almost there, I think, and I want to go back to your energy with the team, because I feel like Samuel L. Jackson and her were the only two that worked really good together in this movie. Her and Jude Law didn't play off of each other as well as I really wanted them to. I mean, come on, you're like a mentor, mentee situation. Like, you guys need to have some good energy, and she was trying to crack jokes that just weren't timed well. They just weren't really that funny, and Jude Law's character wasn't even like a snicker. Like, come on, man, some kind of something to let us know that you're at least amused by this character, because they have a big past together, but it just doesn't show at all in this movie. So Chris, what are you recommending for this one? Wait for Redbox, go to the theater, or don't see it at all?
I'm gonna recommend go to Redbox for this one. If you're looking for a great movie to see in the theaters that's a female action hero, go see Alita Battle Angel. Skip this one, wait till Redbox for this one. You're not missing too much.
I gotta say, I would say see this in theaters. I think it's a good but not great adaptation in Marvel's lineup. So check this one out, you guys, and we will see you next time on Double Jump.
Welcome back to DBL. Earlier, I sat down with Erica Cobb and Tori Shulman to talk about this week's best moments in reality TV. Check it out.
It's time for Reality Roundup. Yeah, you got to round it up.
I'm not normally doing this. I'm going to do an extra spin to make up for my lack of enthusiasm.
Okay, you just be careful, girl.
Yeah. I'm Tori, this is Erica. Welcome Stephanie to the Roundup. This is when we cover the juiciest, most dramatic moments in reality TV this week, so let's get started. First are the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Hotlanta. A harmless dinner party turns into, did I say purdy? Turns into chaos after Shamari has too much to drink. Wow, shocker. Check it out just to see how messy it gets. Shamari, you threw up on my shoes! Oh. Oh, God. Oh, God.
This party has, like, went haywire.
What did she eat? Come on. Well, that was lovely. So, is it embarrassing to be the most intoxicated one at a dinner party?
Not if you're the most intoxicated one at the dinner party. You don't know that you're the most intoxicated one at the dinner party.
Have you ever been the most intoxicated?
I think I would be lying if I said it hasn't happened. It happens to everyone at some point, and it's no one's finest moment.
No.
Yeah, once that happened definitely to me. My boyfriend at the time had to carry me home, and I definitely didn't hit that down for about a year.
Wow. Was it an over-the-shoulder carry or this kind of carry?
I think it might have been an over-the-shoulder.
Over-the-shoulder.
Times were bad.
She did bring 2 designated drivers, though. Just I want to throw that out there.
Very smart.
That's important.
That's very smart. The next dose of drama comes from Vanderpump Rules. Lovebirds Ariana and Tom want to buy a new house. Cool. But Tom wants to have enough space for future kids. Career girl Ariana is having none of it. Take a look.
I would at some point want to have kids, whether it's adopt or whatever.
Sometimes I leave my headphones in because if Tom starts to get on my nerves, I can just put on some classical music and try to zen out for a second, and I won't feel like I want to murder anyone.
Oh, awkward. I can't see this being the healthiest way to talk about having kids with your boyfriend. What do you guys think? And I think she had an AirPod in while he was trying to discuss his deepest feelings about children.
Well, that's how much she didn't want to hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
You just keep something in your ear. No, I mean, you have to have these conversations. Too many people make the mistake of not having the conversation, a serious one. Like, kids are a big deal. It's either a make or break, and maybe you're not the right people for each other.
Yeah, what do you think?
I completely agree with Erica, and I think the way she handled it probably wasn't the best, because he was trying to open up and say something that's really important and will affect his whole life, and she's just kind of like, whatever, you're annoying me.
Yeah, don't put AirPods in. We're having a deep conversation.
Yeah, just
note to self. Well, that's been Reality Roundup.
Coming up on DBL, our own Tori Shulman talks with Hollywood's favorite medium, Tyler Henry, and he shares his most shocking readings with us next. Spooky.
Welcome back to DBL. You may recognize him from movies such as Mannequin, St. Elmo's Fire, and Pretty in Pink. But what you may not know is that Andrew McCarthy is also an accomplished director and travel writer. I caught up with my very first crush at the Travel and Adventure Show. You got to check it out. My very first crush is sitting next to me. I want to thank you very much, Andrew McCarthy from Mannequin. I think I wound out the tape, the VHS. I know every commercial on it. Thank you for being here at Daily Blast Live.
Nice to be here.
The Brat Pack never really existed, did it? In sort of a way, it was sort of made by a journalist. How do you really feel when someone's like, oh my God, the Brat Pack?
At first, you don't like it because it's limiting and it's sort of pejorative term, obviously, bratty. But now it's become this iconic, affectionate term. And
just 23 years old, Tyler Henry is one of Hollywood's most sought-after mediums. He has done psychic readings for celebrities like the Kardashians, Howie Mandel, and Sofia Vergara. His show, Hollywood Medium, is now in its 4th season, so our own Tori Shulman caught up with the supernatural superstar about his most shocking readings and what he thinks about John Oliver calling him out. It's in today's Chatting with the Stars.
So do you have any idea what I do for a living or what I... Zero, yeah. So you're still sitting here going, I have no idea who the F this person is.
No clue, but you look very familiar, though, so that is...
Clairvoyant medium to the stars, Tyler Henry. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. Let's start with what I want to know. Season 2 of your show. You did a reading for Khloe Kardashian and Kylie Jenner, and you told the sisters, quote, there's a situation where someone tries to get with one sister and then tries to get with the other.
I don't like that situation. That person, I'm not...
We'll discuss. I think we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as it makes sense to you. I'm blushing. But yes, it's all that matters. That's good.
Tyler, did you predict in 2017 that Tristan Thompson cheated on Khloe with Kylie's best friend Jordan Woods? Because it works because Jordan is described as a Kardashian, right? So what do you think?
You know, I'm not going to take credit for that one. I definitely saw, unfortunately, what I think was the decline of the relationship. And there were definitely some indicators that it was a little amiss. But I don't think I saw the specific situation with Jordan and the particular things.
Give yourself a pat on the clairvoyant back. I appreciate that. Now, what celebrity reading, what was your most shocking? Was it, I remember when you noticed it was Whitney Houston coming through. What was one of the most shocking ones for you?
That was shocking. You know, the LaToya Jackson reading was shocking just because of the personal information that Michael brought forward. You know, Alan Thicke was one of the most surprising for me just because of the medical validation and sadly he passed away. You know, this season, one of my favorite things is actually a brain scan that I got during a reading. And this was conducted by Dr. Drew and a colleague of his, and they selected a client and kept it completely secret from me, and they picked someone who was a complete non-believer. It was actually Steve-O.
Oh my God!
Steve-O was the client, and Dr. Drew picked him, and I opened the door to the medical facility, and there Steve-O is.
Well, Dr. Drew,
my favorite thing we've ever done.
That's amazing. Dr. Drew is a co-host and a guest of this show, so I'm going to be finding out a lot more information. That's amazing. So tell me, what do you think about the recent episode of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver?
Maybe Tyler Henry genuinely accessed the afterlife, an action which would fundamentally change our understanding of everything on Earth. Or maybe he just Googled Matt Lauer dad and hit the jackpot.
Do you feel like that's cynicism or is that skepticism? How do you respond?
I would say that's cynicism, and just because so much information came through in the Matt Lauer reading that they didn't choose to focus on, and in fact, it was unexplainable. So I think they just kind of went for the headline, and as a medium, I never know who I'm reading, so it's one of those things where how am I supposed to know what someone has discussed publicly in an interview?
Thank you so much, Tyler Henry. Thank you so much for talking to us. Now, to see Tyler in action, catch new episodes of Hollywood Medium Thursdays on E! Network.
Nice. I didn't know Macaulay Culkin did readings.
Stop it. I like Tyler. I believe him. Yes, absolutely.
Hold on. I got a reading. I'm going to read the Kardashians. You've never been to Ross.
Just
Did I get it right?
Yeah. I got some nice shoes there the other day.
Yeah, you've been there.
Yeah.
They haven't.
Well, some people don't even know what Ross is, like my husband who calls it TJ Ross.
Everyone knows what Ross is.
Well, apparently there's not a Ross in at least where he's from in Canada. So he's like, are you going to go to TJ Ross? I'm like, well, I'll go to, but yeah.
But do you believe, would you ever go to a psychic?
Yeah, absolutely. I've heard some things are just, I think some people just tap into a different wavelength. I've been told there's someone specifically here in Denver, and it was like freaky what she said to me. Like,
was it
freaky.
Was it the lady we went to for the show that time?
No.
No, all right, because we did it for the show, and I'm not, I don't know. It's like, oh, you're gonna wake up tomorrow and tie your shoes. And then you wake up tomorrow and tie your shoes. It's like, she was so right.
No.
She was so right.
No. No, I think that some people tap into it.
All right, here, I'm gonna do a psychic reading before we leave. Brandon, someone's gonna hit you up in your DMs this weekend. We'll be right back.
I'm sitting here with what I think we all feel is mom. When she walked in the room, that's what I called her. This is Michael Learned, and she has won 3 Emmys for portraying Olivia Walton on The Waltons. What is it like to be a mom to millions of people?
It's wonderful. You know, most people are predisposed to like me.
Yeah.
Because I played this really rather nice character. The big struggle was to try to find flaws in her. I mean, I would always be after Earl Hamner, who created the show. Didn't your mother ever make a mistake? Didn't
Tell me
she
something she
ever
did.
scold the wrong child? Didn't she?
Real.
Because all mothers make mistakes.
That's true. Your first audition is not usually your best audition. Olivia was your first audition.
They were looking for a middle-aged woman with long red hair.
Oh.
In her 40s. I was 32 and I had short blonde hair.
Just like you.
And I was hungover.
What?
I end up being Mother of America.
That's hilarious. Had you gone out the night before? Tell us about the party.
No, I was just drinking too much. I was going through a divorce with a frozen orange juice can in my Volvo gas tank because I couldn't afford a cover. And I was a wreck. I was a total wreck when I got that show.
And then from there to there. So it's possible.
Yeah, I got sober. It was just a whole new life. Yeah. Wow. So that show really, in some ways, I think saved my life.
I think it saved a lot of people's lives. Yeah. In the beginning, the Waltons hit on some majorly controversial topics. I mean, book burning, miscarriages, menopause. Tell me about that. Was that something you were proud of?
Oh, absolutely. And the show should be shown in schools as part of history because it's kind of a chronicle of the Depression era and that period in our American history.
She was there in sort of the middle of the hardest part, the Depression, the Dust Bowl, World War II. What would she say to her family about America now?
We just have to trust in each other as human beings. In the best part, there are evil people in the world, but most of us are good people and decent people, and we want what's best for ourselves, for our families, and for our country. And I think Olivia would go along with that.
So what was it like behind the scenes for the Waltons?
I don't even want to go there.
Go there,
I saw more than I ever wanted to see in my life. Ralph and Will Gere just loved mooning people.
Really? Now, you've worked with everyone. Is there anyone that you would feel starstruck about working with?
Robert Redford, I adore him. I've had a crush on him all my life.
Who hasn't? Now, you are starring in Second Acts, a short film about two 70-year-olds who find love in spite of prejudices. So we're living in this divisive time. What do you hope people take away from Second Acts?
That love is love. It's a love story between a white woman and an African-American man, you know, who couldn't get together when they were younger because of the racial divide. It's just a love story between two people, really.
What does Goodnight John Boy mean to you?
Everything. It just means that the show resonated with people, with their hearts.
Yeah.
Good night, Mama.
Good night, Papa.
Good night, Elizabeth. Good night, Jim Bob. Good night, John Boy. Good night, everybody.
It was a huge honor to meet you, huge honor to sit with you, and thank you for being an actress that really trains and works and is still working today.
Thank you.
Welcome back to DBL. Are you dreading spring cleaning or having trouble getting organized? Well, we want to help. A lifestyle and organizational expert is answering your questions next Tuesday. That's March 12th. All you need to do is tell us what you want to know about cleaning, and we could feature your question on air. Ooh, I like that. I got some questions myself.
I have a lot of questions because, as you know, I've been scouring all over Denver looking for organizational tools, and now I'm addicted.
There you go. We don't have time for a question, but I do want to say it was very nice what you told to Erica.
Yes, thank you.
I do want to reiterate that. Happy International Women's Day, everybody. We'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.